WanderingWinder here watching a game. Stef against mikechike. We've got Pearl Diver as the way of the mouse, which is mostly lets you over terminal a little bit, I think. Village Green looks good against Margrave. Margrave looks good as the best draw. I mean, maybe you could go for gear again instead of it if your opponent has a million city village greens, but I think you're going to want to play Margrave most turns anyway, so I don't really buy that you're going to skip Margrave. So I think you're just going to get both. Gear Temple seems like a totally normal opening here. Looking to get a Margrave, I'm looking to get village greens. Because piles are going to run out, that makes me somewhat interested in cities and paddocks. And if I'm overdrawing, then that makes me somewhat interested in bandit camps maybe as a way to get money. There isn't that many ways to get, isn't that many? There aren't that many good ways to get money here. Um, Basically, you're going to be looking at the high value treasures, maybe some paddock supplement, possibly a little bit of horse traders, which also works with village green, but a little bit interested that Stef decides to stow like that. Um, well, I guess this makes the most sense. And then you're just going to trash and you want a Hound. Hound also has a similar set of discard synergies as Village Green does, with Margrave and Horse Traders here. But it's just more or less, I think it's very likely to be good. We'll see. I would expect a gear play here. Interesting. Okay. This is also fine. Here I would expect to set probably 2 coppers aside and play the temple, but there are a lot of options. Could be set temple and estate aside and buy a horse traders. Could be set nothing aside so you can buy a silver. Stef is getting pretty decent deck control, is going to need some more econ soon, I think. He's about to have 5 money in the deck. There's a copper and a state, and I'm forgetting what the last card is down there. Is it 6? Oh, it's 2 coppers and a state, of course. I'm counting a bit crazy. Sets nothing aside and gets the silver. Yeah, that's not that surprising. Well, I would expect this to be a trash and buy silver from Mike. Trash 2 things, an estate and a copper. That's exactly what we get. I would expect Stef to trash here and take a Hound. Gear. I'm really not worried about the 5 points on Temple here. It's just not going to matter. Here I would set aside a state copper and buy a Margrave, I think. But you can make arguments for Bandit Camp or maybe Paddock. I think it's a bit early for Paddock. I mean, you're going to have terminal space issues. Looks like you're getting a Village Green here. Horse Traders, interesting. Less high on the Horse Traders for Mike, given he only has one discard synergy thing. But, I mean, okay. Stef seems ahead. The draws have just broken his way a little bit better here. Stef, I like getting the horse traders. You've got the village green and a couple of faithful hounds to synergize with it. It's going to be a big trash for Mike. Not a big, but trashing 2 things. So Mike is really not very far behind. Basically, he's down a couple of hounds, I think. And this could be village green. Margrave is somehow not looking the most appealing. Stef has a lot of things that synergize with your opponent discarding. Bandit Camp as a way to pick up more terminal space plus econ makes a lot of sense for Mike there, I think. Horse Traders, I would think you'd want that on the top. So you village green into it, and then you probably play it Unless Stef is thinking about next turning this village green. Guess you got to figure out what you're getting. You'd hit 7. The last card here is the temple, and you would like to trash a couple more coppers, I think. Platinum is kind of your goal in the short to medium term. 7 temple points is still not interesting to me. Oh, of course you can Pearl Diver the Hound. This makes more sense. So now it's a question of you could play the village green now, draw the temple, which would let you play the temple, which is I think what I want to do. This gets me better chances to play the village green again next turn. It's possible that the combination of Horse Trader's Faithful Hound and Village Green actually puts you off Margrave here. I don't really think so, but it's not the craziest thing I've ever heard. Stef collides the Village Green and Horse Traders pretty favorably here. I think pretty sure you want it this turn. Yes, okay, and you're going to want to trash with Temple here and pick up some way to draw cards, I think. Whether that's Paddock or Margrave, I'm not sure. I'm still not interested in Temple, but 9 points gets me thinking about it at least. The reason I'm not interested is it's still less than a colony, and I think spending a turn getting it is going to cost you, well, maybe the colony split. It's too much, I think, and it doesn't do enough in your deck. But, you know, it starts to get to the point where it seems close, I guess. This is 9. This is going to be Village Green, and I mean, it could be Platinum, but I think I'd wait on the Platinum one more turn. I think I'd be looking at Village Green and, well, I'm not sure. Horse Traders, Bandit Camp, Paddock all seemed, Margrave to some extent all seemed plausible. But this is what Stef went with, and does make a decent amount of sense. Mike now going for a Paddock. Okay, so this is going to be Horse Traders. I think you discard the Hound here and react it. And this is going to be Horse Traders again. Discarding the Copper and Village Green, I assume. Probably play this, although I could see next turning it. And this is... Well, I think I would trash the Copper here. Okay, Stef doesn't. And this means probably set aside Silver, Copper, play Paddock, by Platinum. Sets aside nothing. Okay. Village Green, Horse Traders. Yeah, the combination of Village Greens and Horse Traders can be quite the bit of draw. Although, if you're leaning so heavily into, well, I guess you have that many Horse Traders that also make Margrave look worse. Yeah, I don't know. Very interesting how the board here kind of eschews Margrave. I think you trash the extra temple here. Actually, maybe not. It's just a cantrip, right? Only trashes the temple. Okay. Mike seems kind of helplessly behind now. I think he was pretty behind before taking the temple, but the temple is like another big tempo hit. And, yeah, I'm just not seeing it really coming together for him at this point. Village Green is just an incredibly good card. Surprised that this was the way that Stef decided to do that there. This is going to be a gear next. Okay. Horse traders both these village greens. Gonna play one of them as normal, as a now for sure. Play the second one for next turn? No, just And that's gonna be a joke. You play the Faithful Hound here to seed a horse into your next turn, and now you want to trash a copper probably. So this is going to be like village green, paddock. You know, this could be platinum village green. Could be village green, horse traders, village green, and hound. That seems pretty decent. Platinum village green though also seems okay. Maybe better. I mean, I think Mike was behind before the temple, but the temple kind of sealed it. Surprised that you're doing that to your paddock. I would really think that you would be wanting to get. Well, this is probably a platinum, right? But I would be wanting to get the horses because I want to draw cards. Mm-hmm. This is just showing you the power of Village Green. This whole game, I think. You're going to discard the two of them. You're going to draw with both of them. I'd probably be looking to next turn a small number of Village Greens coming up now, but a small number, I mean one a turn, just to give myself some extra reliability, but totally unnecessary. So here you figure out what you're buying to see if you want to set anything aside or not. Looks like Stef does not. Here I would be playing one of these and next turning one of them. You could next turn both, but I think I want to next turn and then play. By the way, this errata is relevant here. You could not draw with both. So you're either next turning one or just only playing one. Which playing one has its merits as well. That makes the actually maybe just playing one was better because that makes the village one of the other village green end up in your hand next turn unless you draw it immediately. Maybe avoiding that is good enough to not do it. I don't know. Really interesting to me how this game is made basically Margrave get totally issued. Okay, if I'm Mike here, I want to get a city. I want to start on cities, basically. And I might get two, actually, as opposed to trashing a copper. I think I would have gotten two cities. This looks like it's going to be city and horse traders. Maybe you're drawing well enough that this is fine. You do this. So if I'm Stef, I think I'm looking for a little bit more draw soon. You have a ton of actions, so you're very free to add terminals. So now I'd play gear. I'd not set aside anything because I want to play my horse traders. I'm going to discard the horse and the village green. I'm going to next turn the village green. I'm going to play the temple to trash my last copper, probably. The reason I particularly want to next turn the village green is I know I have a horse on top right now, and I'd like to leave it on top. So now this is probably going to be like platinum. Could be like platinum, platinum hound. Platinum, platinum gear. Not really sure whether gear or hound is better at this point. They're very, very close. Could also be, I don't know, I think one of those options seems most plausible to me. Could be platinum and I guess some fives or stuff, but this makes a lot of sense. And okay, it's not like Mike is a ton behind, but Mike is for sure behind. Yeah, this is not the draw you're looking for. You're going to play this hound next. You got to try to draw here. You really need more plus buy if you're Mike. Okay, so not clear. Yeah. So now you play gear. You set aside a horse traders. And okay, I'm not sure about that. Maybe this is fine. So you have this horse down here. Played the horse. You're going to discard now. I still think I would have liked to have would have preferred to have. Okay. A horse trader set aside here. Maybe the buys are just too important. This is probably better. Certainly you're discarding copper and silver here. And you need more plus buy if you're Mike. You probably want another platinum if you're Mike. You probably want... So you want platinum, that leaves you 10 money left, and then I'd probably go Margrave City. Oh, you're just getting a colony? And this doesn't seem like you've built enough. I think you want to be able to double. I mean, I don't know. I expect Mike to lose by about a turn, probably. Draw a card. Draw a card. Horse traders now. Draw with hound. Actually, maybe mouse this temple first. Actually, you play the paddock, then you mouse the temple. Blammo. That gets you 2 horses on top. And you can discard both Village Green and Faithful Hound, next turning the Village Green and reacting the Faithful Hound. Yeah, this is the best way to play this. Unsurprising that Stef was able to find it. 31, this is going to be colony, colony, and I think I would want city. And I'd like to get a little bit more money so I could triple colony. Wondering about city horse traders here. Bandit Camp Temple. Alright. Well, I don't really see how Stef can lose here. Mike can have a pretty decent turn, but Stef can probably triple colony next turn, and then that basically just wins the game. And there's no way Mike can really come back from that. I think even if Stef totally duds the next turn, which you can probably set up a way to not do, maybe with the total dud, but I don't think so. Okay. Gonna play Hound. No, wait. Both these cards. No, you don't want to play the Hound. Both these cards are horses, so you want to play the Horse Traders now. Reactor Hound, and probably just discard the Temple. It's gonna give you 3 buys and 19 money. Boo! This is a misplay. Anyway, I don't think it's going to be particularly consequential. You're trashing a copper. So now you have 17 money and 3 buys, which looks to me like, oh no, it's 18. Let's see, if you go colony, gold isn't enough. It's going to be like Horse Trader Silver if you want to get to double colony next turn, which is only good if you think that Stef is double colonying. This would leave you at 21. Even if Stef can only get double colony here, he's totally safe. I'm also pretty sure that Stef can triple colony. Which should be very safe to do. Gear next. Okay, that's possible. Just cantrip these temples. Yeah, that's probably better. Now gear. Set nothing aside. I think, wait, actually I need to count. Do you need the silver? 15, 24, 26, 29. What are these last two cards? Okay. Not sure about setting aside, if that's all you're setting aside. Play Bandit Camp, play the horse. Actually, that should have been Mouse the horse, I think. That you would have had an extra horse in here. But Mike can at most like colony province annex here, and that's just not enough points. Even if like you also get a point from Temple, it's just not enough points. So, but if Stef duds, which Stef did dud, well, maybe Mike has a chance. Maybe Mike has a chance. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe there was a way to play Stef's last turn better. It's hard to say. Horse traders to village greens here. They're just playing their horses with reckless abandon. Next turn, this village green. You don't have a village green aside, do you? Right, you don't. Okay. So, hound. No, you want to discard the hound. You want to have the hound in your next. Unless you're trashing it here? No, you're trashing the horse? Well, I'm so confused. So this should be province, province, something. Not sure what the something should be. Takes a city. So now Steph can play horse traders here. Oh, there's right. You can. This isn't necessarily a dud. Grand. So you mouse this gear here, I think, and then this should win now. Put that on top. Horse traders, village, green, and colony. Yeah, you needed a huge dud for it to actually be a dud. You draw this. You get the horse traders. You play the horse traders. You have enough for colony. Forget my stupidity. Okay, yeah. You needed a terrible, terrible dud from Steph, and then you could win. Where you just like didn't have any actions and somehow also not enough money for colony, which is possible, of course. You had enough colonies in his deck, but it's just soups unlikely. Thanks for watching, everyone.